Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a video of my park with Allosaurus and Yutyrannus. Today we're building the Yutyrannus part. So first I'll start with the Allosaurus part because I had this idea but I knew that I will forget it in the future because I have a really bad memory. So I started adding some invisible fencing right here and then I make it a little bit longer so the enclosure will be bigger. Then I added it also in the Yutyrannus part, but this time a little bit smaller. Then I tried to add some deep water so the Yutyrannus can cross the water because they can't swim. But at the end I just scratched this idea and I just removed the deep water because it didn't look as great as my other idea that I had in mind. At the end, all these things that I did here were removed, but it was just me experimenting with the new terrain tools that are actually really cool. Right here, I wanted to make like a plateau where guests can see from up all the dinosaurs because I wanted to add more dinosaurs in this Yutyrannus exhibit. But I couldn't use the ramp because I don't know how to use it. I tried, but I couldn't. So I just removed everything and started from scratch. Then I just removed this elevation, but it just looked off, so I had to put it back later on. Then I made it to look like before and it looked way better like this. Let's agree. Then I started working on what in the future will be a waterfall. And I also work a little bit in the Colosseum where the Yutyrannus and Allosaurus will fight, like in the Hunger Games. Then I added some prey to the Allosaurus and the Yutyrannus. Then added some more wetland and some rocks. Then I tried experimenting with some rocks and they really looked better like this. Then I made some retouches to the hills and I couldn't put some rocks in some places. Then I tried again to do that, but it didn't really work. Then I started experimenting with some grass, some paint colors, and some foliage. I just trying to experiment to see what fits better in this habitat and in this ecosystem. Then I forgot about the foliage and started working on in the waterfall. that I was trying to make. And this was my first time making a waterfall, and I didn't really knew how to make it. But it will look better later on, I promise. Then I finally made it and I was so happy with the results. So I removed the other waterfall to make more space for other things that I'm going to make in the future. I smoothened other hills to make it look way more natural. Then removed some of the foliage that I put before. Then added some more foliage in other places and with other types of foliage. Then added some wetland like foliage right here to make it look more natural. Here I made like a lagoon for the next video I'm planning on with the Spinosaurus exhibit. And also made a really cool island. I thought that my PC is going to crash because the waterfalls and the dinosaurs were moving, but then I figured it out and I realized that it was just because the game was paused. Made some more waterfalls and they looked way better now. You'll see what I mean. And that waterfall that goes in the rock and comes out of it, I really liked. It's there. And I tried adding some like destroyed vehicles, but I couldn't place the vehicle itself. So I just scratched the idea. And I started working on like the best place of all this exhibit, which took me a lot of time because I was using the modular building and I wasn't really good at it because it was my second time using it. Then I made this like really ugly downhills, but I'll fix it later, but don't forget. Then add some water so the Yutyrannus can come here, drink water, and the guests can just admire them. Then I tried making a ramp, but like I said, I don't know how to make them. I had to make it myself. Then I tried using these mountains to so the guests can only see the Yutyrannus if they come in the path that I want to. And I cleared out the space for the path to come. And it was really tricky to work with the path. And I had to change it later on. Now the video is on extreme speed because I worked a lot in the modular building. So yeah, I'll stay here a lot and yapping about modular building. These stairs, I changed them because they were too small, or let's say made them bigger. But here I'm just trying to see what worked best. This isn't very important. If you want, you can just skip the video ahead. And I finally figured it out and started placing some more stairs. And then some more stairs. After that, there were some holes in these stairs, so I had to cover them with other stairs. Then I changed the path because it didn't really look as good as I wanted it to. I made it and it was starting to look better. Anything that I could have made better in this park, you can tell me in the comments, and in the next video I'm going to make it. I was trying to find a nice fence, and I chose this bamboo fence, and later on made it smaller so the guests can see. I was just having some really weird bugs, or maybe I'm just dumb. When I got the hang of it, I started making them like flesh. I had a little problem here, but yeah, I managed to resolve it later on. The modular building is very tricky, so yeah, me being a beginner was really hard. And then I started working on the other sides, the left and the right. Is it just me, or when I'm watching this speed build, I'm just falling asleep? Then I wanted to add some stairs because the big stairs were like floating. And now that I can see this footage, I realized that I made a mistake. I didn't cover up the holes, as you can see. So remind me of doing it in the next video, because I'm going to forget. I really like watching me struggling with the modular building. So if you want more videos, make sure to like this video. And here I just text one of my subscribers because he commented in my video. His name is Luca, by the way. Now I came back and started working again. I started working on like the things that keep this like plateau, or what can I call it, a plaza, up. And I used these like bricks of metal to make that illusion. And I couldn't find that brick, so I started like looking. And when I found it, I immediately went to work. I moved one of these pieces because it was out of place. And I stayed here a lot trying to figure out what I wanted to make. And I couldn't really make this like stay in this position because it went through the floor and it didn't look so great. So I had to make it again, but now straight. I really struggled here making this angle perfect, but I eventually got it right. Then it looked very strange, so I added another one of these, and I don't like how it looked. So I'm going to change it in the next video, or maybe a short, I don't know, I think a short. So then I started adding some like invisible fencing so the Yutyrannus can't escape. And then I set them free and watch them going to explore their nest. And then I went in the first person mode to try to see the Yutyrannus drinking water. But the fencing, I couldn't see through it because the character is very low. But I'm going to fix it in the next video. So, bye guys. Hope you had a great day.